Today we're going to dive into a really powerful story about prayer, but it's a story with a fascinating twist. It asks us to think about what an answer to prayer looks like when it arrives long before our circumstances actually change. So let's just start with this question. What does an answered prayer actually feel like? We often imagine this big dramatic change, right? A problem just vanishes. But what if the very first sign of an answer is something much quieter and maybe even more profound? All right, so our story starts in the book of 1 Samuel. We meet a man named Elkanah, and he has two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Now back then, having children wasn't just a family thing, it was a huge spiritual and cultural blessing. And while Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. And that just placed this incredible weight on her heart. But Hannah's pain wasn't just some quiet, private sadness. Oh no, it was an open wound, and her rival, Peninnah, just kept poking at it. The Bible is brutally honest here. It says Peninnah provoked her severely with the specific goal of making her miserable. This was targeted, it was personal, and it was absolutely relentless. And this wasn't some one-off argument. The text says it happened year by year, usually when the family went to Shiloh to worship God. Just imagine that for a second. The one place, the one time that was supposed to be for spiritual comfort became the annual stage for her deepest pain and humiliation. This was a long, slow, exhausting ache, not some sudden crisis. So Hannah was just completely stuck, totally isolated. On one side, you have Peninnah's constant, cruel taunts. And on the other, you have her husband, Elkanah. Now, he loves her, for sure, but his comfort just misses the mark. When he asks, "Am I not better to you than 10 sons?" You can hear his love, but you can also hear that he just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the depth of her suffering. So yeah, she was truly alone in this. So after another year of this, another miserable meal, something finally breaks. Hannah's had enough. She moves from just passively weeping to actively, desperately praying. She gets up and goes right to the temple, to the house of the Lord, to finally face this pain head on. And look, this was not some polite, well-worded prayer. The Bible says she was in bitterness of soul and she wept in anguish. This is the sound of a heart just shattering before God. She's not holding anything back. All the years of exhaustion, all the grief, all the desperation, it all comes pouring out. And right at this moment, her most vulnerable moment, the high priest, Eli, sees her. But he doesn't see a woman in desperate prayer. He sees a drunk. He tells her to put her wine away. It's just this incredible, tragic moment that shows you how spiritually out of tune things were, when the high priest of Israel himself can't tell the difference between raw faith and drunkenness. But Hannah's response is just beautiful. She respectfully tells him, "No, my Lord, I have poured out my soul before the Lord." What a perfect description of prayer, right? It's not about taking something in, like wine, to numb the pain. It's about emptying your soul out, all the grief, the anxiety, the complaints, and leaving it all with God. Okay, so this brings us to the absolute heart of the story, because what happens next is the real turning point. And it is probably not what you're expecting. This is where we find the true answer to her prayer. Eli, realizing he messed up, gives her a blessing. And the shift in Hannah is immediate. It's total. She hears his words, she accepts them in faith, and that's it. The evidence is right there in the next verse. She gets up, she goes and eats, and her face isn't sad anymore. The grief she's been carrying for years, the pain that stole her appetite, poof, it's just lifted. Now, this is so important. Let's just pause right here. At this moment, nothing about her situation has changed. She is still childless. Peninnah is still waiting back at the table, ready to be her rival. Her external world is exactly the same as it was 5 minutes before. But Hannah has been completely transformed from the inside out. You see, God answered her prayer with peace before he answered it with a child. The first gift he gave her wasn't a change in her circumstances. It was a change inside her heart. It was a peace that went beyond her situation. She received her miracle internally, long before she would ever hold it in her arms. Now, we have to be really gentle here, because Hannah's story isn't some simple formula, right? It's not a guarantee that if you just pray hard enough, all your anxiety will magically vanish. It's more of an illustration, a window into how God sometimes works. What Hannah's story shows us is something really essential about God's character. A lot of times, his first work isn't for us, changing our world, but in us, changing our hearts. He doesn't always take the burden away immediately. Sometimes he gives us the strength we need to carry it. Just let that sink in for a second. Some prayers change us before they ever change our situation. The primary transformation happens inside the person who's praying. And that ability to get up, to eat again, to face the world with a face that is no longer sad, that is an answer to prayer, a powerful one. Sometimes God's first answer, the first miracle, is simply giving us the strength and the hope to keep going. So we end up right back where we started. What does an answered prayer actually feel like? Well, maybe it feels less like a sudden victory and more like a quiet, steady peace. What if the first sign that God has truly heard you isn't a new circumstance, but a new strength to face the old one?